If you guys are trying to take your training to the next level and you want to increase your speed, your power, your conditioning, then you got to check out Phil Daru's 8-week heavy hitter boxing program. I'm telling you guys right now, there's no
Man, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation.
DBN Nation, of course. Support DBN Nation. You're hearing it from Floyd Money Mayweather.
It's Terrence Crawford, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
This is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation, baby.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo! Hey.
If you know, you know. And we all know we wanted to see Tank Davis fight Tevin Farmer. However, that fight most likely won't happen next because Eddie Hearn wants that fight to be on the zone, and Tank Davis and TMT want that fight to be on PBC. And whoever is the A side should have the say so. However, Eddie Hearn offered $5 million to Tank Davis, but like I stated time and time again, if you're the A side, then you get what you want, so apparently that fight won't happen next, which is a disappointment. However, most likely Tank Davis will end up fighting Cruz in November because Cruz stated that he's moving up to the 130-pound for a title shot, and he's been calling out Tank Davis. So I believe that fight will happen next, and it will be a walk in the park for Tank Davis because we all know Cruz ducked Rigondeaux and moved up a division not to fight him, and he ain't the only one. Obviously, Frampton, Quigg, Mares, and even Donaire, who fought him once, he ended up moving up a division, claiming that he can't make the weight no more, and now he's fighting at 118 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, years later. So that shows you how Rigondeaux was avoided at the time, and he was the most feared fighter at the time. So, they lowballed Rigondeaux, froze him out, and destroyed his career. However, we will never forget about that. So, Cruz now want to move up to the 130-pound division and fight Tank Davis. And I believe Tank Davis will knock him out early. I don't even think it's going to go past 6 rounds. I believe he will knock him out in the first 4 rounds because keep in mind, Cruz is a fighter that doesn't have the best defense in the world. And to make matter worse, he's a smaller fighter, a fighter with less skills. And Tank Davis just excels in every department more than Cruz does. When it comes to hand speed, when it comes to power, when it comes to sitting down on punches, and just being all-around fighter, Tank Davis excels and just supposed to wash Cruz. So that's not even a fight to me. It's a good fight. It's a good name for Tank Davis to get on his resume, but I believe he will wash Cruz with all the advantages on his side, and the fact that Cruz ducked Rigondeaux for a reason. And to fight Tank Davis now is like a suicide mission. He has nothing to bring to the table that will tell me he has a shot or a chance to upset the apple cart. And even though boxing is the theory of the unexpected, you could go ahead and expect a knockout highlight reel for Tank Davis. So I hope this fight won't end up being on pay-per-view because it's not a 50-50 fight where it's hard to predict the outcome. So I don't see this fight being on pay-per-view. And even though a lot of boxing fans would rather see Tank Davis fight Tevin Farmer because they have beef and it's a bigger fight, and they both fight at the 130-pound division. They both champions. Matter of fact, Tevin Farmer actually has Tank Davis' old belt when he couldn't make the weight, and then Tevin Farmer ended up fighting for that belt, I believe. But at the end of the day, we can't blame Tank Davis because he was trying to make that fight happen. He was trying to call out Eddie Hearn bluff, but at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn wants it to be on his term, but he doesn't have the A-side fighter. If you're the B-side, you have to play by the rules instead of putting the fight on purse bid, and whoever wins it the first time, then they gets the fight. Now you got to go back and forth, and whoever offer the most money, either PBC or the zone, gets that fight. However, Eddie Hearn don't want to go through the process, then we all can't blame Tank Davis for that fight not happening. It's more of matchroom and Eddie Hearn fought for that fight not taking place. I believe both fighters want to fight each other. However, they couldn't come to an agreement, so we got to settle for Tank Davis versus Cruz, which is actually a good fight in my opinion. And finally, Cruz chose to fight somebody. Obviously, he's ducking Gary Russell, and Gary Russell been calling out Santa Cruz for the longest, and Cruz been ducking that smoke, and he don't want no smoke with Gary Russell for good reason. So he want to cash out to fight Tank Davis since that's a bigger fight. And if we keep it a buck, Gary Russell been calling out both Tank Davis and Cruz, and he even threatened to leave the PBC if he don't get the big fights that he wants, because he been wanting these big fights and they haven't happened. So we'll see if Gary Russell end up signing with the Zone, and if actually Cruz end up fighting Tank Davis, and they announced the fight since November is approaching. However, the Tank Davis versus Tevin Farmer is out of the question, because Tevin Farmer already came out and stated that he won't be fighting Tank Davis next, and he called out Jojo Diaz. So I will keep y'all informed on any updates. Like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't listen to these casual fans. Follow Lantoon Boxing for the funniest boxing memes. Follow me at Aki TV. All the links will be in the description box below. And to be continued on the next episode of Aki TV. Peace, and we out.